Hi everybody, welcome to SMR Telugu Education. So next one is structures. So in this structures concept, you have to discuss the two operators called dot. Dot is a struct to member. Another operator is called arrow. So arrow is a pointer to member. So what is structure? Structure is a user defined data type. User defined data type. So we have to use a keyword called struct. So by using struct keyword, you have to define a structure. This is the syntax. Struct tag name. So open curly brace, close curly brace. Within the curly braces, you have to define the data members. Data members. Here structure should be end with semicolon. So structure should be end with semicolon. Otherwise we will get an error. So this is called struct some name, structure name, and define the data members, our own data type. Here I want to store one employee ID, employee name, then employee salary. So how to define employee ID is which type? Integer type ID, the int ID. Employee name is a character array, char name of some size. Then salary, so int salary. So this is integer type data type, this is the character array, this is the integer. We have to define our own data type. We have to place these data members in a structure. It is a user defined data type. Here we are defining by using structure name. This is the tag name, any name. Here I am giving employee. These are the members of a structure. So here I am taking into employee ID, name, character, name of some size 36, so into salary. Here the semicolon is mandatory. So semicolon is mandatory. So if you forget to write the semicolon, we will get an error. These are called members of a data structure. So these are members of a structure. So by using dot operator, we have to define a structure. Up to this there is no memory is not allocated. Okay, here you have to define a structure variable. How to define? So within the main method, so void main. So what is the name of the structure? Here this one is a tag name. This one is a tag name. This one is a structure name. Here you have to define by using tag name. So employee E semicolon. This is invalid, so we will get an error. So with the tag name, variable allocation is not possible, but it is possible in C++. In C++ it is valid. In C you have to define a structure variable by using a structure name. Here the structure name is struct emp. So struct emp, some variable name, so E semicolon. In this, E is a structure variable. The memory is allocated for the data members of a structure. What are the data members of a structure? ID, name, and then cell. Continuous memory is allocated. Here integer size is 2 bytes. Here the memory is allocated for 2 bytes. This is the character array. Size is 36. So the memory is allocated for 36 elements, 36 characters, and then integer size is 2 bytes. The continuous memory is allocated. Here I am taking the starting address is 500, next address is 502, next address is 538. Here 40 bytes of continuous memory is allocated. 40 bytes, this is the 2 bytes is ID, this is the struct2, this is ID, this is name, this is salary. Here the variable name is E. So variable name is E. Variable name is E. The address of E. This base address gives the, here dot is a operator. By using dot operator you have to struct to member. If you want access, here you have to access ID. How to access? E dot struct to, this variable name is E. So E dot ID. E dot ID gives the value. So initial values is garbage values. How to access name? E dot name. This struct to member. Initial values is garbage value. Next is salary. E dot salary. So initial values is garbage values. The initial values is garbage values. So how to access this address? This is address of E dot ID, gives the address. Here name is an array. E dot name gives the address. How to get the E dot salary? We will get this address. Address of E dot sal, we get 538. E dot name value is 502. Address of E dot ID is the 500. Here what is the address of E? Address of E is the 500. So E dot I, address of E dot ID is 500. The E dot name is 502. E dot salary is 538. So the continuous memory is allocated. So structure is a user defined data type. So we want to execute this code. So void main. First here you have to define a structure with keyword struct, struct, struct name of the structure and then tag name employee. Here should be end with semicolon. By mistake, if you don't write semicolon, will get an error. Alt F9, yes, will get an error. the size of type is unknown or 0, should be semicolon. And then the members, whenever you define a structure, at least it have one data member, otherwise we will get an error. If you run this code, once again we will get an error, the size of the type is unknown or 0. Here the least size of a structure is 1 byte. So int id, so char name of 36, so int sal. So this is by using tag name. Here the tag name is emp e, this is invalid, we will get an error. Alt F9, we will get an error, undefined symbol emp. So by using tag name, it is not allowed in C, but it is allowed in C++. How to define structure variable? The name of the structure, struct emp e, semicolon. So clear the screen, CLR. Here please remember, E is a structure variable. The memory is allocated for the size of a structure is equal to the size of a data members. Here the size of a data member is id, integer 2 bytes, character array 36 bytes, total 38, salary, integer size is 2 bytes, 2 bytes, total size is 40 bytes of continuous memory is allocated. Here I am printing printf. So what is the size? There is operator called size of e. What is size of e is 40 bytes. 40 bytes. Alt F9, yes, Control F9, Alt F5. So size is 40 bytes. Here I am printing the printf address %u, comma address of e is equal to printf. So this value is equal to %u, comma address of e dot id. Here the base address 500 is address of e, and address of e dot id, both are same. We will get the same result. So Alt F9, yes, here I am giving /n. Here also giving /n. Alt F9, yes, Control F9, Alt F5. So starting address is 65,486. Next here, this is the base address. Next one is %u name. So e dot name. This is array name always gives base address. There is no need to write address of operator. Next here I am giving address of salary. So by using dot operator, e dot salary. Here you have to mention address of e dot salary. Alt F9, yes, Control F9, Alt F5. This is the continuous memory, 2 bytes. Next 36 bytes. Here e dot id is equal to, here I am giving one id 2270. Next employee name, e dot name is equal to smr. We run this code. So smr, we run this code, we will get an error. So smr is a string, should be within the double quotes. So Alt F9, undefined symbol smr, undefined symbol smr. So should be within the double quotes. This is string. How to copy one string into another string? By using string copy function. Once again we will get an error. Run this code, once again we will get an error. This is an address, this is an address. So 10 is equal to 20, L value required. Alt F9, one get error, L value required. How to copy strcpy. Next salary, e dot salary is equal to 16,000. Now e dot id, initial values is garbage values. Here I am printing printf slash n employee id is equal to percentage d, employee name is equal to string is percentage s space salary is equal to comma e dot id, e dot name, e dot sal. Here dot is a operator, struct to member. By using dot operator we have to access this data members. How can you access this data members? By using dot operator, e dot id, e dot name, e dot sal. Initial values is garbage values. Copy and paste. So initial values is these are the garbage values. Here id is 22270, name SMR, salary is 16,000. Alt F9 is Control F9, Alt F5. So initial values is garbage values, next values. So this is a structure, how to define a structure and how to access the structure data members. Still you have any doubts? Please refer once again. Thank you for watching.